Hello, I am Zenzele. Welcome to my channel Zen Aesthetic. In this video, I am going to talk really quickly about the latest release from Commodity, their collaboration with Perfumerism. This is the Milk Orchid fragrance. I'm not sure how I missed the boat on the first release, but I did. A few days ago, they did a second release of this fragrance, so I think it's still available on Sephora and Commodity if you are interested in picking this up. By the way, this is the most expensive blind buy purchase of a fragrance I have ever made, which kind of makes sense since the milk fragrance that I have in my collection already is still one of the most expensive fragrances in my collection at about 155, which may not be expensive to some and is less expensive to me now than when I first started collecting fragrances. But at the time, it was expensive for me, but 150% worth it because I am such a huge fan of the Commodity Milk fragrance. I have it in the scent space bold, but I also love it equally as much in the expressive scent space. So, speaking of the expressive version of milk, I picked up a duo set in Sephora recently of the commodity milk fragrance. This includes 30 ml of the expressive scent space version and a 10 ml travel size of the bold version of milk. And I think this is a really, really great set to get you started if you've never tried a commodity fragrance before. When I purchased this duo set for the first time, because this is my second time purchasing this, it was after already having smelled commodities milk at Sephora for the first time and absolutely loving it. Just, I love this fragrance like no other fragrance that I have in my collection or any other fragrance that I have smelled thus far. It's a really fantastic fragrance for this time of year. The full bottle that I have in the bold version, I've had for a couple of years now. It's starting to get really sharp, and I thought that I might be getting over the whole fragrance profile, but then like I said, I was in Sephora recently. I sprayed the expressive on a strip and it was like I was falling in love with it all over again. So I just picked this up so that I could have some of the milk fragrance in the expressive scent space for this winter. And definitely recommend this again to anybody who just wants to, try it out blind buy, but not get a full bottle of commodity milk or any of the other fragrances in their permanent collection. So commodity milk orchid comes in a case, the way that all of commodities archive fragrances come. Their archive fragrances, much like milk orchid, do not come in a scent space expression. It's just the fragrance, no personal, bold or expressive, and they come in a case that also include a atomizer for the full bottle and a decant travel size bottle so that you can take it with you. This is what my bottle looks like. I have already tried this fragrance. I recorded a first impression. Girl, I recorded for almost an hour and there was no sound. And I don't know why. I don't know why. But however, this is still literally still the first day that I've put my nose on this fragrance. So it's still kind of a first impression, but a little bit more resolved than not. This fragrance is inspired by commodities milk. Perfumerism is a huge commodity milk fragrance lover like me, a lactonic fragrance lover like me, and I believe a fig note lover, which is a note that I have just started falling in love with off of smelling it in Marc Jacobs Perfect Absolute fragrance, which has a top fig note that it just does not quit. It is amazing. But let's get back on track. The notes of this fragrance are fig milk, coconut cream, vanilla orchid, magnolia, macadamia milk, and sandalwood. Milk orchid is described as lactonic, floral, and vanilla. So when I sprayed this on paper, So when I sprayed this on paper initially, and this is actually a reason that I'm glad, even though I spent all that time recording and I didn't get any sound. I'm actually glad to be doing this over again because I do want to say that the first impression that I got of this was banana. I love bananas, banana fan here. And bananas have a creaminess and a sweetness, but sort of an airiness about them as well when you bite into it for the first time, that I really enjoy. And that's the first thing that I get. So immediately after that, I'm taken into a fresh, green, abundant, luscious fig note, which is made even creamier and sweeter by the coconut cream. And that really just puts me in the mind of a tropical scent. And so I'm getting more of that at this time than the cozy, sort of milky vibe that I get from the commodity milk fragrance. And I remember reading reviews on Sephora of people who were saying that this was like, oh, just get Ellis Brooklyn's Miami Nectar. And again, when I first smell this and I got that coconut cream, and it's pretty dominant. It's moderate at first, but then it gets sweeter and sweeter. It gets stronger. And so I can see what that person was talking about, but this is by no means Miami Nectar. This, it just kind of happens to me, and I just love the journey of it in the opening, and it makes me want to smell more, not less. It's not suffocating to me, it's more eerie. It has more space than Miami Nectar by Ellis Brooklyn, in my opinion. This is a fantastic atomizer, by the way. All of the atomizers that come in these kits are really good. The top, though, it pops off really easily when you pull out the thing on the neck that is used to keep you from like accidentally pressing it down. But other than that, no complaints. Oh my God, I'm smelling this in the ear right now. I'm loving it. Oh my God. But I loved it on paper in my first impression recording as well. The fig, just that slight greenness and freshness of the fig with the coconut cream in the opening is absolutely, uh, I love it. I do think that the people who were disappointed by this fragrance and were thinking they were going to get something more like commodity milk, it's really the coconut that is taking it in a very different direction. But I'm a coconut lover. So this was almost a no-brainer for me that I was gonna like this. It's oh my goodness. When I smelled this for the first time, I was quiet on camera for like 6 seconds. I just stood here smelling it and smiling. Yeah, but it is definitely more, again, to me right now, still in a first impression space, more tropical, more spring, summer than I expected it to be. But then I read about it. I knew that it was going to be a floral. I knew there was going to be fig in it. I think for some reason I missed out on understanding about the coconut note in it. I like it. Now, let's revisit how I feel about how it wears on my skin. So I'm already wearing it right now because, like I said, just recorded the first impression. And it's been about at least half an hour or more. The dry down, I think I like it. It's powdery. It is lactonic. I don't think it's as lactonic as commodity milk, especially the bold version. So this is very new. It'll be interesting to see how this matures and macerates. Like I really am excited to see actually how it evolves and smooths out and macerates, what the dry down is going to be like. But right now, I like it. I like it a lot. And I have to spend more time with it to really kind of understand what I'm getting in the dry down. Like I know the notes on the screen, the macadamia, but I I want to sort of just get to know it for myself to understand what I'm getting when I smell it in the dry down on my skin. Because I the fig and the coconut at the top, easy. Smell those immediately. Smell them for quite some time on my skin, actually. Like I said, on my skin, it gets sweeter and sweeter. It almost gets to a place where I feel like if I was to put this in a commodity milk scent space, it would be somewhere between expressive and bordering on bold. Again, I haven't worn it out yet. I haven't sprayed it down, like really sprayed it down. So I'm not sure, but I will definitely be reporting back because I am going to wear it in the winter time, even though I feel like it's going to shine in a special way during the spring and summer months. I think I'm mostly really liking this fragrance. I sort of am hesitant to say that I absolutely love it. I absolutely love the opening. But like I said, I still need some time to spend with this just to get a sense of how I feel about everything, how all of the notes in Milk Orchid work and how I feel about them. And I will, like I said, I'll definitely report back on this. I'll put this on one of my winter fragrance trays. I'm excited. I'm excited to wear this out and see how it performs. But that is basically it for me. This has been my somewhat first impression-y review of Commodity Milk's latest fragrance drop. Their collaboration with Perfumerism. Milk Orchid, again, one of the most expensive full bottle blind buy fragrances in my collection so far. I generally do not or have not thus far purchased a fragrance that has been over $200. So this one comes in at 155, I believe. And like I said, I think that this is available right now. I don't think that they've sold out as yet. So if you were interested in picking this up, definitely go now. Make haste. Don't wait around. If you love a fresh, green, creamy, coconut creamy fig note in an opening, this is definitely worth putting your nose on. I would definitely recommend it. If you can get your hands on samples somewhere, definitely do that. I don't think, in my mind, I don't know if I feel like this is a polarizing fragrance. The comparisons to my Miami Nectar LS Brooklyn are not completely unfounded. So if you like that kind of fragrance, you might like this, but there's no fig in Miami Nectar. There's only the coconut, I believe, that this fragrance has in common with that. So hopefully some of my feelings and descriptions about this fragrance will give you an idea about where this fragrance lands. But I would also say that it's also very unique in its in these notes, because while I do feel like the fig note and the coconut note are tropical, in the dry down there's something else happening that I wouldn't necessarily put squarely in the category of tropical or summer. That's that's all I can say. That's all I got. I mean, and if you're a commodity fragrance lover, milk fragrance lover, this is not going to be exactly like commodity milk. So, again, let me know. Let me know if you've tried it already, what your thoughts and feelings are about it. I would love to hear from you in the comment section down below. So that is it from me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. And don't forget to hype up my video as well if that's available. And don't forget to click on the thumbs up button down below if you liked my video. I hope that you did, and I can't wait to see you in my next video soon. Bye.